Hi ladies! So today's video is going to be on some suggestions that I have if you're going to any of the Orlando theme parks. Disney, or Disney's Magic Kingdom, MGM, Universal, SeaWorld, etc. Some quick suggestions. I live in Orlando, been to the theme parks. I have to be honest, I don't go every single month or even every single year. It's a little bit different when you live in Orlando. The crowds, the heat, tourists, it sounds really bad, but it's just one thing that us Floridians and people from Orlando just don't deal with very well. So if you're living in, another state and you're thinking I'm crazy, and a lot of people always say, what, you don't go to Disney World every month and every year and you're crazy, it's in your backyard, I'd be going every time. Yeah, you would, but if it's in your backyard, you'd go for maybe a couple times and then you'd get sick of it just like everybody else. So, but I love Disney. I actually was inspired to do this video because yesterday I took my 4-year-old daughter. Today's actually her birthday, but yesterday we celebrated it at Magic Kingdom, went to Epcot, and then we went to MGM. So there were just some suggestions that I thought that I would just throw out there that I'm glad that I had, or that I wish that I had, and that I wanted to share with you. Obviously, there's a gazillion things that you can plan for, but these are just kind of like the main things that I thought about, and like I said, I just want to share them with you. The first thing is bring a poncho. Disney and all the theme parks allow you to bring a backpack, and in those backpacks you can carry some water, you can carry some snacks and stuff like that, but definitely go to the dollar store, Dollar General, Dollar Tree or whatever, and pick up one of the ponchos. They're these clear or these plastic things that go over you. They have a little hood and everything, and they're really, really thin. When you get them in the package and they're all packaged up, they're weightless, they don't take up that much room. And the reason why I say that is almost every single day in Florida in the summer, it rains. Almost every afternoon, about 3, 4 o'clock, you have an afternoon thunderstorm. And generally it clears within 30 minutes, maybe an hour, but you just never know. Even in wintertime, we've been known to get rain and stuff like that. When we're known as the Sunshine State, but it's definitely one of those things. It rained twice yesterday while we were there. Again, it was sporadic. It didn't last very long, but it was really, really nice to have those ponchos. And if you wait until you're on the theme park property, Disney property, or SeaWorld or whatever, the ponchos are going to cost like $10 to $15, which is crazy because it's a piece of plastic. If you go to the dollar store, I believe Walmart has them, but if you go to the dollar store, you can pick up them for like $1, maybe $2, at the most $5. But I promise you, it's one of those things that you're going to wish you had, and you can walk around with them. The second thing is, like I said, a lot of the theme parks allow you to bring backpacks. What we did was we brought a backpack with all different kinds of snacks. We brought grapes in a Ziploc bag, and we put ice cubes in it to keep the grapes cold. We brought the little snack pack, like pretzels and Cheez-Its and stuff like that, just because when you're walking around and you're hot and stuff like that, you do tend to get tired, and Disney food and the theme park foods are very expensive. And sometimes you just need like a little bit of snack just to kind of get you through the day. And again, it's lightweight. The grapes are a little heavy, but if you have a lot of people in your group, or even if you have a cart, if you get one of the strollers, which is going to be my next point, but if you get one of the strollers, you can put the backpack on top or inside, and you can push it around and it doesn't weigh on your shoulders. So definitely would suggest grabbing a backpack, putting some snacks in it, and then also packing some of those little bottles are really, really good. But then also a Gatorade bottle. If you just buy like a 16 ounce or whatever it is of the Gatorade bottle, chug that when you first get to the park. And I say chug, you don't have to sit there and gulp it all down, but drink that in a reasonable time, and then you can use that bottle to go fill up at the water fountains. And then that, you always have it with you, you kind of walk with it, but then also you don't have to pay $2.50 or $3.50. I think the $2.50 was like for the Nestle or the off-brand water, but if you want to get Dasani, it's $3.50 for like a 16 ounce, or I think it might not be 16s, it might be the 8 ounce bottles of fluid ounces of water. It gets expensive really, really quick. So that's just a cheap way to save money. And the water fountains that they have at the park are cold. They're like for lack of a better word, refrigerated. So when they come out, they're not warm, they're not lukewarm, they are cold. So it's refreshing. But definitely another suggestion is it gets hot in Florida. I know other places get hot and stuff like that, but we're closer to the equator than, you know, anywhere. I mean, I guess if you're coming from South California or even Texas, it might not be that bad for you, but it's very, very humid. It's very, very hot. And I guarantee you when you sit out in the sun and you watch some of the shows, it gets hot. So make sure that you drink a lot of fluids throughout the day. I know Magic Kingdom does not sell alcohol, but Epcot, MGM, SeaWorld does. I think Animal Kingdom does. So I would say limit your alcohol consumption. I know that a lot of them have Starbucks. Caffeine is another dehydrator. Limit those because you will get hot and it's yucky. Another suggestion, obviously, and these are just big, you know, just some things that they're the big things, but people might forget about them. Sunscreen. Florida heat is disgusting. The sun is blistering. I guarantee you, you're coming from Ohio or you're coming from New York or whatever, you're not used to the Florida sun. You will burn. Even if you think you tan and everything, you will go in the Florida sun and it will fry you like a lobster. I always wear sunscreen, and not only that, it's a good beauty tool. It's anti-aging or whatever, but also skin cancer. But if you're from Florida, or if you're from northern, you know, states or whatever, you're not used to the sun, you may think it gets as hot as Florida, and it might get as hot as Florida, but I guarantee you that sun is not pelting like Florida sun. You will never experience, I mean, it will fry you in 2 seconds. So wear sunscreen, make sure you apply it throughout the day. Don't just put it on in the morning. Make sure you reapply because you will leave the park like a lobster, and that is just not good. Next thing that I would suggest is really look at the maps. You can go online, you can figure out kind of how everything is set up and kind of get an idea of what you want to do. Now, one of the things that we did was we tried to schedule things like inside and outside. So you kind of get a break from the heat. Obviously, if you're coming to Florida, November, December, January, maybe even February, it's not that hot outside. It's actually cool. You might not have to do that. But if you're coming in August, you know, June, July, August, or September, it is blistering hot. It's disgusting hot. It just makes you feel nauseous. So you try to, one of my suggestions would be to try to, you know, do an inside show, get inside the air conditioning, kind of cool off, and go back and forth, just to kind of cool yourself off. The next thing is, a lot of the rides have the Fast Pass. I honestly am not familiar with what you do. I know if you go to the Fast Pass, you can get, like if you go to a ride, you can get a Fast Pass and it tells you to come back between, you know, this hour and this hour, and then you get ahead of the line. But there are ways that you can get Fast Pass before you actually get to the park. I would check, you know, the theme park websites. I would also check like eBay and stuff like that, or I don't think I've ever seen one on Craigslist, but I check Craigslist and see if you can get something. But the Fast Pass are definitely a way to go. If you have an idea of what you want to do, go to that ride, get one of those Fast Pass at the ride, and it tells you what time to come back, and then you can kind of plan your day of, okay, I gotta go here, my Fast Pass is at 10 o'clock here, and then this one is at 11, and this one's at 12, and just kind of work your way around. The next thing I would highly suggest, and this is what we did yesterday, was we got a tour guide. I will try to find out, because we got our tour guide through a friend, try to find out what company I use and what the tour guide that we used, because she was absolutely awesome. But I will put that information in the information bar. But the tour guide is a little expensive, but I promise you, if you're spending all the money to come down to Florida and you're staying at the theme parks, like you're staying in Orlando and you have the hopper passes and the multi-day passes and you're staying for an extended amount of time, I highly recommend getting a tour guide, at least for one of the days. Because they're your map, you don't have to think about anything, you can tell them exactly what you want to do. They're prepared with snacks and drinks. They know where all the restrooms are. They know where all the show times are. They will plan your day out for you, and you won't have to do anything. You just sit there, you have fun, and they'll think about everything for you. And that's what we did yesterday. Like I said, it was my 4-year-old's birthday party. I basically told, you know, the tour guide that I wanted to go and have lunch at Epcot. They do a princess character lunch where the princesses come around. And, you know, I told her that's basically it. I have a 4-year-old. Give me rides that will, you know, work for a 4-year-old. We did the Bella Storybook adventure, if you will, that's new to Disney. We did that, which was absolutely awesome. We did the Dumbo ride. We did the Toy Story ride at MGM. We did the lunch at Epcot. We did a whole bunch. I mean, it was just crazy. We did 3 parks in one day. Everybody was troopers, but the tour guide was absolutely awesome. Told us how to get to different things, told us where to meet and stuff like that. Had the restrooms down pat, you know, 4-year-olds, you know, she doesn't have accidents, but when she's got to go, she's got to go. Boom, we went to a restaurant. It was awesome, awesome. So I definitely suggest getting a tour guide. If you're spending all that money, and it's expensive. Gosh, Disney is expensive. I cannot believe how much they spend on tickets and stuff like that. But spend the extra money to get a tour guide, and I promise you, they will have everything planned out. They will do everything for you. I cannot tell you enough how much easier it made the day. Another suggestion is if you're going to, if you have the park hopper passes, and like we started at Magic Kingdom and we had a $125 reservation at Epcot. Allow yourself 2 hours to get that reservation. If you're jumping from park to park, you have one park and you have a reservation in another park, allow yourself 2 hours. It sounds crazy, but by the time you get out of that park, you get on the, you know, the ferry or the monorail or whatever, and you get to the other park or the bus or even drive there, 2 hours will go by the time you get to that reservation. So allow yourself 2 hours if you're going from reservation to reservation from different parks. Obviously, if you're in one park and you have a reservation on the other side, you don't have to allow yourself for 2 hours. But if you have a reservation at another park, give yourself 2 hours, which will give you plenty of time to get it over to the other park. Another suggestion is, can't remember the other suggestion. It had something to do with giving 2 hours. But the last suggestion is, oh man, I forgot it. Maybe that is it. Maybe that's all I have. But I will have all videos. I did all the videos of the Princess Bella Storybook book, which is new to Disney. I did a video about that, so you guys can have an idea of what it is. That was probably my daughter's favorite thing. And then also we hit the Magic Kingdom show, and it's basically in front of Cinderella's castle, and they have all the characters come out and they sing and dance and they do all this stuff, and it was about 25 minutes. My daughter absolutely loved that as well. If you go to MGM, I would absolutely suggest going on the Toy Story ride. We did that, and then there was another show, Jake and the Neverland Pirates, Mickey Mouse Club, and Sophia the First was an interactive with puppets and stuff like that. If you have a 4-year-old or 3-year-old or maybe even a 5-year-old, those are things that my daughter absolutely loved. Those were the highlights of the whole thing. But I will have videos for that just to give you guys an idea if you want to go on those rides, just kind of what to expect or whatever. But those are the suggestions that I have for Disney or even the theme parks or whatnot. They're just general suggestions, but definitely, I'm telling you, yesterday, those were the things that saved us. Those are the things that made it, you know, sunscreen, the ponchos, the tour guide, you know, going in and out of the restaurants and the, you know, doing a show outside or standing in line outside and then going and seeing a show inside just kind of helped, you know, make the day. So if you're going to Disney or you're going to any of the theme parks, I wish you the best of luck. I think it's absolutely fabulous. My daughter had a great time. My son, you know, has gone to a couple places, had a great time. We've had annual passes at SeaWorld. We love it. I mean, theme parks are awesome, especially if you're coming from down, or, you know, coming from up north and you've never been to any of the theme parks. It is a dream come true. It is absolutely fabulous experience. Disney is probably one of my favorite places to go. They are so courteous. They're so respectful. Everything is so well done. You will have a great, great time. But these are just general tips to help make it all that it can be and just a magical experience. So if you have any questions or any other tips that you can give any of the fellow subscribers or whatever, definitely leave them below in the comments. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Like I said, I live in Orlando. I have a lot of connections. Not so much connections to the park, but other people have gone. So if you have any specific questions, leave them in the comment bar and I will get back to you and I will let you know or give you the best information I possibly can. Hopefully you ladies enjoyed this video and it helped you. Look forward to my other videos about the actual park and the videos that or the shows that I recorded and stuff like that, definitely was a good experience. So let me know if you have any questions. Bye.